Hello, everyone attending our next webinar. My name is Caitlin. I am an ambassador here at Utah Valley University, and I'm here with Sadie and our friend Nate, and we're here to talk to you more about how to apply and register for UVU. Like always, we have a Q&A session, a little bar at the top of the screen where you can ask questions or have comments or anything, and we have ambassadors super ready to answer anything. So we're super excited, and we hope that this helps answer any questions that you might have. So let's get started with Sadie. Oh, turn on your sound. Turn on your sound.
Hey everyone, sorry about the confusion. I always forget to unmute my mic. But my name is Sadie, and we're here with Nate. You're going to see his face in a second. And we're going to be the voices asking the questions during this webinar. So me and Katie are going to ask the questions, and Nate's going to be the one to answer. He is an admissions counselor at UVU, and so he helps all of you figure out how to get admitted and how to have that easy transition into college. And we actually have an event coming up called an open house, and he's going to explain a little bit about what that entails and how that will help you guys out. So we're going to turn it over to Nate.
No one can hear me. Now you can, right? Awesome. My name's Nate. Not as good as technology as I thought I would be, so pardon the incompetency there. I've been an admissions counselor for over 4 years now, so I feel like I can know my way around the admissions process here at UVU pretty well. So please feel free to ask any questions throughout this webinar or even after, and we'll be there to answer those questions for you. Like Sadie mentioned, I want to first highlight one of our first events coming up, which is our virtual open house. If you just look up UVU open house, you'll find it here. It's happening exactly a week from today. This is an opportunity to be able to get to know more about UVU in a very unique way. There will be a live streaming section that you guys can watch presentations on the 8 different colleges that we have at UVU, and each one of our degrees are housed within those colleges. There'll be admissions counselors like me and ambassadors like Sadie and Caitlin, and who will be here to answer your questions regarding admissions, regarding student programs, whatever those questions you have, financial aid, we'll be here to answer those questions for you. So feel free to sign up. It is free, so you can just register here on this page. One benefit to this virtual open house is that there'll be a $25 discount to our application, which is usually $35. So by attending the virtual open house, you get that $25 discount. So I think it's a pretty cool opportunity. So from here, we'll just go on with what questions they prepared. So I'll turn it over to Sadie or Caitlin for the questions.
Okay, so our first question, Nate, is would you explain the application process a little bit? We've had some people ask about what they need to be prepared to submit when they apply. Where do they send their test scores and transcripts? Application deadline? Does it cost money? Those types of questions.
Yeah, let's run through the application a little bit. So on this, well, I'll just keep sharing my screen so you can see. This is just the UVU webpage. From this page, we apply online here at UVU. So you'll want to scroll down to admissions. And from here, you'll just select undergraduate application or whatever application you're seeking to pursue, right? So for most of us, it's going to be that undergraduate application. From here, you'll want to create an account, and then it will take you into your applications. We also have a page that can help you get to know more about what through the application process. So me and my team have created 6 different videos that go over each page of the application. And each of these videos is only 1 to 2 minutes long. So you don't have to sit through our full video to answer questions regarding different pages of the application. So what you'll need to have prepared when you are applying for UVU is you'll need to know your driver's license number, your social security number, as well as your home address. And this is really all that you need as identifiables in order to apply to UVU. And make sure that you do bring your driver's license and social security number, especially as an in-state student. We don't want to misrepresent that information, or else you'll be counted as a non-resident, and non-residents pay significantly more. And so it's just a little bit of a process to be able to validate that, right? I've had a few students this semester where they forgot their driver's license, they submitted, and now they have to fill out a separate form in order to claim residency, and it's just a pain in the butt. So those are the things that you need for the application. Once you have submitted your application, like I said, it is online. You'll just want to submit your transcripts. Where's that page? Right here. So this is kind of to kind of backtrack a little bit. On the admissions page, there's a section that says what's next, and here you can see the list of what you need to do in order to become a full student here at UVU. So first thing you'll want to do is apply, like we've talked about. The second thing you'll do is you'll need to submit those documents. We do not retrieve those automatically, and so you'll need to send your test scores and your high school transcripts to UVU, and you'll send that to admissions@uvu.edu or through Parchment. Depends on how your school runs it, but make sure you reach out to your to your high school counseling office and let them know that you want to have your transcript sent to UVU, and they will show you the proper way to do that. So that's basically it for what you need to send. Once you get those transcripts sent, you will receive an email saying that you are enrolled or that you are admitted to UVU. UVU is an open enrollment university, which means that everyone can come. It doesn't matter if we have your test scores. It doesn't matter what your GPA is. We accept everyone for as they are, especially right now with COVID being so crazy and it's hard to find a time to take those standardized tests. UVU's really never actually required test scores, aside from some scholarships, which I'm sure we'll cover later. So I think that's all the questions regarding to application. Did I miss anything, Caitlin or Sadie?
Did you say when the application deadline was?
No, I didn't. That's a good question. Here at UVU, we have two deadlines that are important to know. The first deadline is going to be the March 1st deadline. Now, in years past, it's been February 1st, but because of our current situation, we've pushed that back to March 1st. This is the application deadline for those that want to receive scholarships from UVU. So you'll want to make sure to submit your application and your transcripts before March 1st. For those that haven't, that might have kind of got a late start, the other deadline that's important to know is August 1st. That's how chill we are, is that just 3 weeks before school starts, you can continue to apply to UVU.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nate. Okay, Katie, do you have another question?
I definitely do. And can I just say, I love how easy admissions are at UVU. It's like one of the main reasons I was like, oh, this is so nice. And it has continuously been nice. But anyways, the next question we have for you, Nate, is about concurrent enrollment. And the question is, how do concurrent enrollment classes affect my admissions? If I'm already a UVU student through my high school, do I have to reapply? Because we do have a lot of concurrent enrollment students.
Yeah, so a benefit of this year is that as UVU concurrent enrollment students, you do not need to reapply to UVU. The beginning of your senior year, you'll automatically be transitioned to be freshman, well, for the next year. So you'll automatically be considered a UVU student the following year. So all we'll need from you instead of an application is just to send your transcripts in before that March 1st deadline if you're wanting to get scholarships. So to clarify, UVU concurrent enrollment students do not need to reapply to UVU. Once you filled out that application for concurrent enrollment, your senior year, you'll be admitted as a UVU student.
That's awesome. So you can just sign up for classes like usual?
Yeah, so before you can sign up for classes as usual, you'll need to meet with an academic advisor and complete your freshman orientation. So those are two things that every student before enrolling in classes, they'll have to do. Right now, the orientation is all done online, as well as options to meet in person or online for your academic advisor. I am an admissions counselor, so I oversee the admissions process, but we have about 30 to 40 academic advisors that oversee our freshmen coming in. So there are plenty of opportunities to be able to set up an appointment and meet with the advisors, and they'll kind of give you a rundown of what classes to take in regards to what major you're deciding to pursue.
That is so cool. Thank you, Nate. That's really neat. Okay, Sadie.
Okay, Nate, our next question is about deferment. So if someone's planning on attending UVU, but they need to defer before they start, or if they're already at UVU and they want to defer now, how do they go about doing that? Is that an option?
Yeah, I'm going to refer back to this what's next page that we talked about, simply because it's the easiest way to follow what to do next. If you scroll down a bit, it says want to attend UVU, but not right now. You can just click this deferred admission link, or you can Google UVU deferred admissions. Google is by far going to be your best your best resource throughout the admissions process. I do a lot of Googling, and so you definitely do that. Basically, to defer your admissions here at UVU, you're just gonna fill out these 3 steps. You're going to complete the deferred admissions application. You're going to sign what we call a student information form, which gives someone you're going to designate someone to basically act in your behalf while you're gone, since your admission, your grades, your classes, that's all your property. So we need to designate someone for you to be able to do that while you're out, if needed. And then the third, which is a very important one as well, is many students do not fill out their Hold Scholarship Award form. We have many students that will receive scholarships, forget to place those on hold, and they see those kind of start to expire while they're gone. So we want to make sure that you get that Request to Hold Scholarship Award form filled out. So that's the steps to defer. Returning from it's actually pretty easy. You're just going to basically sign back up for classes when you get back. And when you sign up for classes, that tells us that you're wanting to come back if it's within 7 semesters of that deferral. So if you've been gone for more than 2.5 years, you're going to want to reach out to us in admissions and we'll help you out. But if it's been less than 2.5 years, just sign back up for classes and we'll know that you're back and ready to party or go to school.
I guess if we have to, right?
Yeah.
But we're so grateful for you to answer all of these hard questions, because we know that it can be kind of tricky to get into all of the college forms and applications, and it's really helpful to have you here with us helping the students out. So Caitlin, you're next.
Okay. This next question is about whether you live in-state or out-of-state. And it is, how much is in-state tuition compared to out-of-state tuition? And does it matter if my parents served in the military or not? So, fun question.
All right, yeah, let's get on to this question. So, that's the wrong screen I'm sending. We'll get out of that so there's not as much distraction. So tuition at UVU as a resident is $2,900. That's not including fees. With fees, it's about $3,200 a semester. And for our out-of-state students, it's about $8,800 a semester. So yeah, there's definitely a difference between paying in-state and out-of-state tuition. When it comes to military, there are definite students can use their parents' GI Bill to pay for tuition for sure. So you'll want to connect with both our admissions team as well as the Veteran Success Center that we have here on campus, and they will help you take advantage of the military benefits that are available to you via your parents or your guardian.
I love it. And just so everyone knows, you can find this information on the website too. It's in big, big letters. So don't worry about taking notes quite yet. Okay. Sadie, on to you.
Okay, so this question is about scholarships. How can I apply for scholarships? Are there more scholarships available than just ones UVU provides? And as well, once I have been awarded scholarships, how can I make sure I've accepted them?
No, this is good questions. This is a very good question, and one that I feel it can be quite intimidating if if not understood. So here you'll see this is what we call My UVU. So this is your student portal when you are officially enrolled in as or admitted as a UVU student. So you don't even have to be enrolled yet. But once you're officially a UVU student, you'll create your My UVU account. And what I've done here is I basically clicked on the student page and I clicked on paying for my education. Now here's where you'll be able to kind of see what you're lacking or what you might need. But over here, this is the important one that we're looking at, and it's a little different now than it was a month ago, and so it could be a little confusing. But you want to click here to accept scholarship awards. Now, even if you haven't accepted or like done anything with scholarships, you're going to want to make sure that's when you click, because this is where you're going to, as you see me kind of clicking through things, this is where you're going to fill out the general application. So there is one general application that you need to fill out to get the variety of scholarships that UV offers, but there are just dozens of opportunities that you can check throughout here. So I would just encourage everyone to click on this, accept scholarship awards when you start it, even if you don't feel like you will qualify for scholarships, and fill that out, because you never know what scholarships are available for you. Now, what I had done is I just Googled UVU scholarships, and it took us to this page because I want to highlight a few scholarships that I think are very important. It's kind of a really clean site, and I think it's because really we want to make sure that everyone's very aware of the deadlines, so that you don't miss them. So the scholarship deadline, like I mentioned before, is March 1st for the following year. If you are out of state and you're looking at doing the WUI deadline is far later. It's July 1st. Personally, I do not like the WUI, so if you have questions about that, feel free to email me. My email is nathan.horrocks@uvu.edu, and we'll leave that contact information here at the end so you guys can screenshot that. But I want to highlight two scholarships that I think are phenomenal for every student, and the first one is going to be our Greenlight Scholarship. What this scholarship is basically if you apply to FAFSA and you get like a small percentage, let's say your parents do okay, and so your Pell Grant, you're awarded a pretty small Pell Grant. What the Greenlight Scholarship does is that we commit to paying the rest of that tuition for you. So I like to use this example right here. Sorry if the page is a little slow, but let's say here example is that they're using that the UVU tuition is $2,500 and a student receives a $1,000 Pell Grant per semester. So they would still owe $1,500, and UVU with the Greenlight Scholarship commits to pay that balance so that you end up having a free, your first 2 years will be tuition free. So I think that's a phenomenal scholarship that we offer, and that deadline is May 15th. So basically, you just need to fill out FAFSA. If you receive any type of Pell Grant, whether it's $1 or the full $6,500 a year, UVU will make sure that you don't have to pay for school. So I really like that one. The other scholarship that I want to highlight is our UVU Reach Scholarship. This scholarship has 3 milestones, which will cut about 25% of your full tuition over your 4 years of here. So it's a phenomenal scholarship to take advantage of. But basically, if you just take English and math in your first year, we'll give you $1,000. We have found that if students will complete both their English and math their first year of college, that they have an 84% more likely chance to graduate. That's huge, right? So we want to make sure we're setting up our students for success. So we're going to even help them with a cash incentive, right? $1,000 towards the next semester. After you complete 65 credits within 2 academic years, we'll give you another $1,000 for the start of your 3rd year of school. And then we'll pay your last semester. If you can keep up the timeline and you're within 4 academic years of graduating, we'll pay for your last semester of school. So I think that's a phenomenal scholarship for everyone. That has nothing to do with GPAs. That has nothing to do with extracurricular or who you are. It's just you putting in the effort will reward you for that. And then finally, the one that everyone talks about is our academic merit scholarships. At UVU, these scholarships are offered automatically. So you don't have to fill out an essay, you don't have to get letters of recommendation, you don't have to do anything other than apply to UVU before the March 1st deadline. That's it. So I think they're phenomenal scholarships. We award everyone above a 3.5 GPA, and currently we still are expecting an SAT or ACT. Now, if you haven't had a chance to do that yet, that is why we pushed the deadline back to March 1st. And if it's getting close and you still aren't able to, reach out to us. We do offer an on-campus ACT that you can take that will only qualify for UVU's testing. So it wouldn't like work if you wanted to use that test score at another university. But if you want to qualify for scholarships, that's one opportunity you can use. So we offer, depending on your GPA and test scores, we offer a full tuition scholarship all the way down to $1,000 per semester for that one year. So a variety of scholarships I've gone over. 54% of UVU is on some form of scholarship, and so we really believe in helping our students. And so it could be quite daunting when it comes to scholarships, but that's what we're here for as an admissions team, as these ambassadors are trying to do. Please reach out to us and we can help you out with that.
Yeah, Nate, one of the things I love about UVU from a student standpoint is that they are so good at getting you scholarships, helping you make college affordable, making college an option for everyone. That's one of my favorite things about UVU. Just on a side note, I know that there's more scholarships than the ones that UVU provides. Could you give a little background on how people might go about applying to those, or where they could find them? Is that like a Google search type thing?
Yeah, I mean there are tons of scholarships. UVU offers over 200 different types of scholarships. So I'm just trying to see if we can see any from that's done through UVU, right? So I mean I'm just looking right here. There are just tons of scholarships that you can apply for. Well, it looks like it's kind of skipped over that, but. So you can apply for all of these if you meet those qualifications. Outside of UVU, yes, there are tons of scholarships. Reach out to your high school counselors. They'll know pages in which you can apply to just a variety of scholarships. There are private donors as well that you can look at into, especially for our like our DACA students and our non-resident students. There are a lot of private scholarships for those students so that they can make school more affordable. One I really do want to point out right now is in the state of Utah, we have what's called HB 144 or House Bill 144. This allows non-residents or non-citizens, more specifically, to pay in-state tuition, right? So any student that's looking to come to UVU that does not have a social security number or is not a U.S. citizen, but they have been living in Utah for more than 3 years, we offer them the HB 144 bill where they can apply for that, and it will take up to potentially all of their out-of-state tuition, so they pay in-state only. So there's a lot of options there.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, Caitlin, on to you.
Oh my heck, guys. I am learning so much, and I'm a junior here at UVU, but now I'm like, I need to check this out when I'm done. Nate, you're so good. Now, what if I want to apply for college, but I just don't know what to major in? Like you have all these wonderful opportunities at UVU, but I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. What would you give a student? What kind of advice would you give for that?
I mean, that's a tough question that I'm still asking myself. I'm in my 30s, and I wonder what I want to be when I grow up still. So I don't know if that's a question that for some of us will ever be answered, but I do suggest having gone through the experience and also having understood a lot more of the resources now that I'm in this position. One, you do not have to declare a specific major when you start at UVU, right? We have an undeclared position that you can take. So if you wanted to start knocking out a few classes here and there or experimenting with some different classes, you can definitely do that. What I would suggest is do a lot of job shadowing with friends and family or with neighbors, right? Ask questions. That's on a personal side, but on a professional side here at UVU, we have what's called our college, our career development center. We like to call it the CDC, on campus, and you can stop in and they can give you personality tests. They can help you take like career testing, so you can kind of see what you might be interested in. They can help set up internships or job shadowing opportunities. So there are really good options to kind of figure out what you might be interested in, right? And a lot of the classes within a degree, they're gonna blend depending on like what you're interested in, right? So if you can feel pretty safe if you're interested in the sciences and taking some of those beginning classes, because most of the sciences have classes that are going to be similar their first few years. Or if you're interested in the arts or writing, or you're not really sure if you want to go into business or marketing, right? There's a lot of kind of degrees that blend in their first year. So feel free to kind of take some steps into starting out small and doing that research as you go, right? There's no shame in not knowing what you want to do yet. We're all in high school and figuring it out. I mean, I'm in my 30s and I still, there's times where I wake up and I want to be an astronaut, and when I'm going to bed, I want to be a chef like Gordon Ramsay. So it just, maybe I'm not the best person to ask, but I can guarantee coming into the CDC, taking some classes, you're going to start figuring about what you want to do.
Thank you, Nate. That was a very hopeful answer. Like, it just, the light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. There are answers at UVU. I love it.
Okay, Nate. Our last set of questions is about registering for classes. So we were just wondering, how do you register for classes? Are there any helps/resources on campus for first-time students who are understanding what to register for, where they should start, things like that?
Totally. Let me refer back to this what's next page. Like, I'm going to go back to this a lot, because for me, let me send this live. Apologies. Give me 1 second and we're good. All right. So for those that are ready to sign up for classes, make sure that you have done the steps before that, right? You need to have completed orientation, met with your academic advisor, and then you're free to start signing up for classes. For those that it is their first time, it can be quite intimidating. I'm the oldest, and so I had to kind of experiment with this on my own. And the one thing that I can tell you guys is get in and meet with an academic advisor, right? It could be very intimidating trying to figure it on your own, but it's not too intimidating to just click on this link and find your advisor, right? So from here, you can basically just follow these prompts to let you know or what you don't want to know, and they'll send you to the right area, right? First Year Advising Center is a phenomenal resource on campus. They understand, right? They understand the situation that you're going through, and the the lingo that we're having to learn, the culture that we're starting to try to imitate or become part of, and so they're going to be a big help to you. And so basically, just click this contact us, and then you'll be reached out by an academic advisor, and they'll kind of walk you through that process. So please don't feel intimidated. Just Google UVU advising, and then they'll help you out that way. Make it as stress-free as possible. I tried to figure it out on my own, being the stubborn guy that I am, and I wish I would have, saved a few weeks of just frustration and just met with them right off the bat. They explained to me what a credit is and what's required, and just that process. And so for me, it was a new experience, and I'm glad I finally went in. So that's my suggestion, and it's one of the requirements as well. So why not just, what they say, feed two birds with one scone. So I would do that.
Yes, Nate, I would second that. I wish I would have met with my academic advisor way faster than I did, because I'm also the oldest, and it was a little bit challenging to learn. And the academic advisors are there. They're so helpful. They know exactly what you need to do. You can ask them lots of questions about different majors, about classes that would be most beneficial to you as a freshman. So just do it. It will be awesome. It will be a good experience. Sure. Those are all of our questions. Nate, is there any last words of advice or things that you have that you can think of about applications or school in general?
Yeah, I think a big one for me that I try to advise students with is go with where your heart is, right? A lot of us are trying to figure out where to go to school. They're dipping their toes in a lot of different colleges. For me, I'm the oldest of five, and I'm the only one that came to UVU, right? And for me, it just sung like it was just I saw the Taco Bell on campus, and I knew I had to be here, right? And some other things, obviously, but I really found myself here, and I'm really glad I came here. But for my sisters, they didn't land so well, right? And so go with where you feel like you're going to be the most enabled, right? For me, it was UVU, and I loved my experience here. And I think everyone that gives it a shot would have that. And and just know that everyone that's done it before you has done it before, right? Like you're not the first one to go through this experience. There's a lot of examples to emulate. You've had friends or family go through college. It could be a very intimidating experience, but it is one that is worthwhile. It took my wife about 7 years for her to gain the courage to go to college, and she just started this semester, and it's pretty cool, right? It's really awesome to see how she's now dedicated to it, and so there's never a bad time to go to college. So if you have any questions, let's see if I can pull up my yeah, here it is. See how I can pull this up so you guys can see this content. This is my contact info. So, sorry I have it on a slide, but feel free. Can you guys see that well?
I'll put it in the chat too.
Yeah. All right, for some reason, if I reverse it, it gets bigger. But anyway, so there's my contact info right there. My number is 801-863-7445, and that's my email. Give me a call, and I'll help you out with whatever you need in regards to coming to UVU, or if you need help filling out FAFSA or filling out another application to another school. Here at UVU, we really are about enabling people to go to college, whether it's with us or not. So reach out to the ambassadors. They'll help you out. Reach out to me. I'll help you out. And that's all I got to say. So thank you so much, you guys, for letting me be here with you, Sadie and Caitlin, and to talk to you guys as students. So please hit me up if you need anything.
Thank you so much, Nate. We really, really appreciate all the great answers that you've given us. And we just want to let everyone know that you are able to go back and rewatch this webinar as many times as you'd like to get all the great information that we received today. Also, we just want to give another quick reminder that we have an open house coming up, like Nate was saying, next Thursday around this time. And so if you just Google that, open house, you can sign up for it and you'll receive even more information about how you can get involved. And we are super excited about it. Anything else, Sadie?
Nope, I think that's good. We left the open house link in the Q&A live event Q&A, so you can look that up. We also left a couple other notes about information that Nate said. We're so grateful that he came and that he was helpful. Well, we knew he was going to be helpful, but he was super helpful, and so we're so glad that he helped us out, and we hope that you got all of your questions answered. So we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.